Liberatha Kallat MD and Chairperson of DreamFolks. Of course, DreamFolks venturing now into highway dining. And it'll be good to try and understand and break down as to what that means both for DreamFolks as a company as well as for this new venture in terms of this specific business that DreamFolks is going to be engaging on. Welcome, Ms. Kallat. I want to first try and understand, what does this mean, or how quickly are you going to get to this benchmark of 600 outlets on highways? And are there any specific geographies you're targeting?
So as you've seen that, we have already built a product of lounges at the airport, right? And similarly, there are different services which we have added in our portfolio, which would be at the airport, which includes from the airport transfer to meet and assist to the spa. Now we are also getting into the retail and duty-free at the airport. Similarly, we have also launched, the railway lounges as well. So highway is one of the additional product, I would say. But however, compared to all our other services, we are very bullish about this product altogether, because we see that, there is going to be a lot of attraction towards it. Yes, when we talk about 600 outlets, I would say that we are already in process. We have already signed almost around, nearly around 400 outlets at the highway. And in next couple of weeks, we should be having around 600 outlets in our portfolio. So this is where it is. Secondly, it's going to be in the same way, the way we have actually offered these benefits to our credit card holders and also to the enterprises. So the focus is going to be of adding an additional service, because we see that, and we also understood the pulse of our customers at the airport. So I think that is helping us to build the other services.
All right, Ms. Kallat, Mahima also joining in. I want to understand that when you say you already have 400 outlets signed, how are you carrying this out? Is it going to be an asset-light approach, or are you actually buying one of these stores? How is it going to happen? And if you're buying, what is the kind of capex that you're infusing?
So, Mahima, as you're aware that, our, business model is an asset light, and we would continue doing the same. So the way we have actually partnered with the other operators and the brands, similarly, the highway is also going to be in the similar model, wherein we are not going to invest in actually having our own outlets. I would say that it is not never. But right now, yes, that is not the plan. And we are more focusing on building our technology and, installing our technology in all these places. So that is where our investment would be. And it would be a similar model, which is called the asset-light model.
All right. So how much capex, if any, in this?
To be very frank enough, there is nothing as capex here. It is just our POS terminals which would be deployed there, which would be a minimal investment here.
Understood. And what's the kind of contribution you expect from this business as it scales from 400 currently to 600?
Any service which is, introduced in the market, it takes time, because even if you have seen the airport lounges, now it's been 12 years we have actually started this business. And if you actually see, the awareness has taken a couple of years, and now people are aware that there is a product of lounge at the airport, and, people are taking the credit card for using the lounges at the airport. Similarly, I would say that, even at the highway, it would not be immediate. It would take some time. But I would say that, because the awareness has grown so much in terms of the benefits which are being provided, so I would say in next in next 2 years, we would say that, these services will contribute around 20% to our portfolio, to our top line, actually.
All right. And do you expect break-even also to happen in the next 2 years?
Absolutely. Our business model has always been as such that, that we always try and ensure that, from the immediate effect, that it is profitable and there is no loss. And most importantly, let me clarify that the other services, whichever we are introducing, would be at a higher margins compared to our ongoing lounge product.
So then your margins are currently at 7%, but what you've guided for is that your margins will be anywhere between 7 to 9%. So do you see an upside to that 9% also from a long-term perspective, adding these additional services that you'll be offering?
Mahima, just to actually correct you, the gross margins are around 11 to 13% right now. The EBITDA is around 7 to 9%. And yes, we would continue doing the same, whatever we have actually given the projection.
I'm talking about the EBITDA margins only. So EBITDA margins will remain within that range of 7 to 9%, or do you see an upside from that 9% going forward?
I would like to give the same guidance right now.
All right. And in terms of, you've added 6 new airport lounges, this quarter. In FY25, what's your overall aim? How many lounges will you be adding?
See, as and when there are new airports coming up, I would say that the privatization of airports happening, the more and more lounges coming up in these places. Not only in the new airports, I would say even the existing airports, which are in Tier 2 and Tier 3, there is a plan of lounges coming up. So I would say that right now we have around 62 lounges across India. And I would say FY25, that would be the number. But going forward, we would say that it would increase to around 75 in a year's time.
All right, ma'am, if I can try and for viewer context, get your take. Margins have contracted, or at least over the last couple of years. Talk us through what has led to that contraction. You don't suggest that there's going to be an increase even as some of your new outlets start to mature. So what exactly is happening here in your viewpoint? Why the margin contraction, just for viewer context?
So I would say that there are a couple of reasons, and I think we have actually given the reasoning as well in our couple of earning calls as well, stating that there are few I would say changes at the airport end in terms of their their maintenance, or I would say the fees which were changing there. So I would say that the change or the shift which was happening from the airport authority to the privatization. So I would say that the private airports were actually trying to, get into getting a similar or getting into a price renovation or the price renewal at their end. So the floor price was actually getting changed, and that was one of the changes which happened that impacted the gross margins. And I would say that, yes, all our other services, which I also told you that, would be at a higher margins, and these would actually contribute to our, I would say, gross margin and the EBITDA getting better in a couple of years.
All right. And ma'am, what should the, how much should we expect an improvement, both in terms of gross margins as well as EBITDA? Can we expect 100 basis points from these new ventures that you're embarking on?
So I would like to give the same guidance which I had given in past. I would continue saying that, the gross margin would be at 11 to 13%, and the EBITDA would remain between 7 to 9%. So for now, we will give the same guidance.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's been a pleasure speaking with you and getting that perspective.